Hey, so about 7 months ago, I started building a graphic system for Dungeons and Dragons because I had some time off work and I wanted to practice to, stay sharp, and I wanted to practice with complex data-driven graphics because currently in esports everything is tournament data and brackets and tables and team rosters and map pools, and there's a lot of information that needs to go from wherever the hell it's kept to on screen quickly. So I picked Dungeons and Dragons because it's one of the few games that's anywhere near this complex, and also one of the few things that wouldn't put me to sleep to work on. So I've spent the last on and off, very on and off, 7 months working on this, and I finally got it to a point where I actually want to show it. This is just a very basic overlay. No one has ever accused me of being a graphics artist, so don't expect any of this to look good, but it works, and that's the point. Uh, I'm running everything off of vMix, which is pulling information down from Google Sheets, which allows me to manage the data between all 5 players. I'll put the last one in a minute. All 5 players and the DM and the broadcast team, whatever you need, and get any bit of information you want from any of those players straight onto the screen. So what we've got here is our 5 character sheets, our broadcast control sheet, which is what controls the final output to vMix, and then the party link sheet, which is what pulls it all together and sends all the information to the right places. So if we jump over to the party sheet quickly, we put our last player's sheet in, and he should appear in the bottom right. Uh, Google Sheets is currently sending the information down to vMix about once every 10 seconds, so it can take up to 10 seconds for the information to arrive on screen. So this party sheet is kind of the central repository for all the information that goes out to all the characters. So if you want to update something, you update it in here and it updates for every player. So this sheet has in it all of the feat information, all of the item information, all of the classes and subclasses, all of the spells in the game are listed in here. This took ages. This was one of the major holds-ups of getting this done because entering all the information for all 360 something spells was just a major mental block. Information from the character sheets comes in this lovely big mess here, and then is reformatted nicely and then sent over to the broadcast sheet. So moving over to one of our character sheets, this is the one we've just added in the bottom right corner that isn't finished yet. So I'm just going to quickly throw this together, and you can see it all updating on the screen in real time. And let's see, we're going to go Rogue, level 10. So then on his class sheet, you should have level 10 Rogue. Brings in all the features at all of the levels for the player, brings in all the stats that are relevant to them, so sneak attack, populates all of these down here with your class feats. So you've just got everything on one page. You haven't got to spend forever copying it all out. But we want to make him an Arcane Trickster because that's definitely the best kind of rogue, and that should now populate his cantrip spells known spell slots per level. If you go over to Spellbook now, in your Spellbook you've got your spells prepared for the day table. Again, you've got your spells known, cantrips known, spell slots per level. So green means you have access to it, red means you don't have access to it yet, white means you're never going to get access to it because as a Arcane Trickster you only ever get up to 4th. Spells known, just pick from the list of all the spells, or just type in and it will come up the quick way. So there you go, Mouse Acid Arrow, Acid Splash, I misclicked, whatever. This lets you quickly browse all your spells, brings up level, range, casting time, duration, components, materials, and up to 8 paragraphs worth of information about each one. And this just lets you check every spell in the game, so you can check them before you add them to your own list, or just as a reference tool. Over in feats and traits, your racial traits will automatically populate. Brings in all of these, fills them out. Background trait comes in here. Any traits that you pick for yourself will fill out here. So if you just wanted to add in dual wielder, boom, sorted. Over on the combat page, you have currently equipped weapons. You can pre-configure these. You can have different setups you want to use. You can just quickly swap between them. Damage, categories, properties, all the usual. Initiative, current HP, that's way too high. That can go down to 46. There you go. Hit die, AC, and speed. Ability scores and modifiers, primary attributes, saving purposes, any status ailments you're currently under. We've also got this little UI here, which is coming from the party link sheet, which shows you just the initiative, HP, hit die, armor class, speed, and status of your entire team. These two boxes here are just quick reference boxes again. So you have, let's see, as a rogue, we're going to have feats class. It says we can go up thieves can, or let's bring up cunning actions that might actually be relevant in combat. I know some of these text boxes don't fit, but it's Google Sheets. You just stretch them, just reconfigure your character sheet as works for you. Again, spells over here, so you can access all spells, spells by class, or spells from your own spellbook. Let's have illusory script. There we go. The difference with these two boxes, the other ones that these two feed directly over to vMix, so I can bring these up and reference them as graphics on screen as and when I want to. So that one now vaguely correct. This is our broadcast control. This could be laid out literally however you wanted and have access to pretty much anything you could possibly want on it. So these bottom bars down here are what controls the bar you can see below with everyone's stats in. So if I wanted to say, rather than showing everybody's races, show everybody's player names to actually play in the characters, I click one button, give it a second to kick in, and there you go, convert all of that over. The bar on the left, which is here, is any of these top 5 bars here. I can put in, see bar 1's currently set to character health, HP, armor class, and XP for every character. So if I click over to use that one instead, it should come up. Or say you're trying to do a certain kind of check and you want to see which characters can be best suited for it. Let's go over to 4, which is Intelligence Score, Arcana, and Religion. Or if you just want to go through one character skills, I put one in for skills as well. But you could do anything with this, whether you wanted it to be initiative, internal, or combat, or if you wanted it to be a character's spells prepared for a certain day, you can just list all of those down in a line nice and easily. We also have character sheets now built in, so I can bring up the information about any character in hopefully better graphics than this in the future, but I hacked this together in an evening, so it'll do. If I quickly scroll through all of these, so Percival, Septimus should come up in a moment. Yeah, there we go. Good as, wait for it. Good as Boyus. I think you can probably see when I got bored drafting characters during this. Hillbot, because every party needs a priest, and of course the character we were just talking about, who I don't have any player avatar for because I slightly forgot, but you get the point. So as well as these, you've also got feats and spells for every player, so you can bring up whatever spell you want. So if you want to say player 5, put up in the character we were just talking about, so he's looking at Illusory Script right now, and we can bring that in as a full graphic, which shows when it updates. There we go. Which shows everything about the spell on one page. Some of the spells are ridiculously long, so actually have to be that long on the camera. But if you're just wanting to say talk about a specific section of them as well, you could bring this out and just talk about the first paragraph. This is the bit you're referencing, or just what it takes to cast the spell in the first place. So if your players are talking about a particularly complicated spell and say they're talking about the areas of magic in an anti-magic field, you can just bring up the relevant paragraph on screen. So yeah, that's about where I am with it at the minute. Like I said, I've been working on this very on and off, and by on and off I mean mostly off because I've been busy. When I have been working on it, a lot of time I've been doing data entry, which you can only do so much of a day before your brain just melts out of your ears and you lose all will to live. But it's up and running now, it's working. I've got all the data in at last, so I can actually start doing the fun parts now. Stuff to do in the future is build the DM sheet so they can see what they need to see and put in what they need to put in for encounters and for monsters and information about towns. You can do literally anything with this now that it's up and working. So maybe one day, like I say, I actually get to use it and play D&D, and at that point I'll know what I need to do with it and design it properly. But until then, it's been good practice. So if anyone wants to learn anything more about this, or just like this way of working with graphics and streaming, or if anyone, heaven forbid, actually wants to use this for anything, hit me up on Twitter. I'm around. My DMs are open. And yeah, see you later.